Be honest, if Mjolnir existed, would you be able to lift it? Don't even try to lie. Lying makes you unworthy. But when I see some of the most powerful Marvel heroes not even able to budge it, I've got to admit, it makes me lose a little hope for my own worthiness. I mean, some of Marvel's strongest and most powerful heroes, the ones who can destroy mountains, manipulate reality, or even wield the power of the Infinity Stones, can't lift Mjolnir. It's shocking, right? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. This is my countdown of the top strongest Marvel heroes who can't lift Mjolnir. The Hulk. When you think of raw, unstoppable power in the Marvel Universe, the Hulk is often the first name that comes to mind. Bruce Banner's alter ego is a walking wrecking ball, capable of tearing through armies, leveling cities, and even going toe-to-toe with gods. It's weird to see someone as powerful as the Hulk not being able to lift Mjolnir. But at the same time, the reason why he can't do it is obvious. The reason lies in Hulk's inner conflict. While his strength is unmatched, worthiness isn't about brute force. It's about emotional and moral stability. The Hulk represents rage, chaos, and often destruction, which are the exact opposite of the qualities Mjolnir looks for. In the comics, there have been instances where Hulk technically lifted Mjolnir, but they came with caveats. In Avengers 3, Hulk manages to hold the hammer, but only because Thor is still holding onto the handle. But there was actually one time when he managed to lift Mjolnir by himself. However, the reason for that wasn't his worthiness. On that occasion, Odin had removed the enchantment from Mjolnir. No matter how much you try to dig, Hulk has never truly lifted Mjolnir under normal circumstances. There's always a caveat when it comes to Hulk touching Thor's hammer. Even when Bruce Banner's intelligence is in control, his internal struggle and guilt often disqualify him from being worthy. Banner constantly wrestles with the consequences of Hulk's rampages, questioning his own morality. This self-doubt makes him a compelling character, but it also shows why Mjolnir would never accept him. But don't worry, Hulk isn't the only powerhouse on this list. Let's move on to another Marvel giant who, despite their brilliance and heroics, also fails the worthiness test, Doctor Strange. Dr. Stephen Strange stands out as one of Marvel's most formidable heroes, not because of physical strength, but because of his mastery over the mystic arts. As the Sorcerer Supreme, Strange commands immense power, bending reality, controlling time, and wielding spells that can rival the gods themselves. Yet, even with his vast abilities, Strange remains unworthy of Mjolnir. At first glance, Strange might seem like an ideal candidate for worthiness. He's selfless, dedicating his life to protecting Earth from mystical threats, often at great personal cost. However, worthiness isn't solely about heroics. It's about the purity of one's heart and intentions. Strange's journey from an arrogant surgeon to the Sorcerer Supreme highlights a recurring theme in his character. He struggles with ego. Even after his transformation, Strange often skirts the line between selflessness and self-importance. He sometimes bends the rules of the universe, believing his judgment is superior. While his decisions usually save the day, they often come with consequences he deems acceptable, without always consulting others. This moral gray area, coupled with his past as a self-absorbed surgeon, makes him a flawed candidate in Mjolnir's eyes. Not to mention he used the Darkhold. It's obvious that he is not worthy. And just like Doctor Strange, another character that used the Darkhold was Wanda Maximoff. So, to surprise of no one, Wanda Maximoff is on this list as well. Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, capable of altering reality itself. Her cosmic-level abilities, showcased in events like WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness, place her in a league of her own. However, Mjolnir's enchantment isn't impressed by sheer power. It demands emotional stability and moral clarity, something that Wanda definitely doesn't have. Wanda's tragic past, combined with her struggles with control over her abilities, often leads her down morally ambiguous paths. While her intentions are frequently noble, her actions, such as rewriting reality out of grief, reveal a lack of the inner balance required to wield Mjolnir. And especially after the events in Multiverse of Madness, she definitely can't be considered worthy. At least for now. Let's see how she acts in future movies. Now this next one might cause a bit of controversy, because maybe after the snap, Mjolnir might have started considering Tony Stark as someone worthy. But unfortunately, that's just a what-if. Tony is no longer with us, so we can only analyze his worthiness based on who he was while he was alive. The genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, and hero saved the world countless times, wielded immense power through his technology, and demonstrated remarkable growth as a character. So, why can't he lift Mjolnir? The answer lies in his complex moral journey. Tony's brilliance and bravery are undeniable, but he's also deeply flawed. His arrogance, impulsive decision-making, and at times, questionable ethics put him at odds with Mjolnir's strict definition of worthiness. While Tony learns selflessness and sacrifice, most notably in Avengers Endgame, the hammer demands unwavering moral purity and humility, qualities Tony struggled with throughout his life. In a way, Iron Man's inability to lift Mjolnir reflects his humanity. He's not a god or a paragon of virtue. He's a man constantly striving to be better, and maybe that's what makes his journey so compelling, but not worthy of Mjolnir. And do you know who else seems like a good fit for Mjolnir, but still isn't? Captain America. Yes, you heard that right. loud and clear. More specifically, the new Captain America. You didn't think I was talking about Captain America that actually did lift Mjolnir, did you? But I have to be honest. Even I'm not sure if he belongs to this list or not. But for now, I'm going to include him. So Sam Wilson, now aka as the new Captain America, is a hero whose strength lies not only in his combat skills but also in his unwavering dedication to doing what is right. Armed with his iconic wingsuit and a sharp sense of morality, Sam represents the everyman hero, someone who fights not for personal glory but for the people who need him most. However, his worthiness in the eyes of Mjolnir is a nuanced discussion. While Sam exhibits many qualities associated with being worthy, selflessness, courage, and an unshakable moral compass, his worthiness might be questioned due to his own doubts. As seen in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam initially struggles to accept the shield and what it symbolizes. This internal conflict reveals his insecurities and hesitation to fully embrace the responsibility of being Captain America. Mjolnir requires absolute certainty and confidence in one's path, a trait Sam develops over time but doesn't immediately possess. Furthermore, Sam's sense of justice often leads him to challenge authority and question the status quo. While this makes him a relatable and grounded hero, Mjolnir's enchantment may view his defiance as a sign of unpredictability. Now, we're moving on to what's probably the most controversial case on this list. At least for now, I don't think he's worthy of Mjolnir. Peter Parker, so far, is a guy who, without a bit of guidance, tends to lose his way. However, I believe that after the final event of No Way Home, things might change for our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, depending on what he does in his fourth movie. Until then, he remains on this list. Peter Parker is probably the closest to being worthy of Mjolnir on this list. And at first glance, it doesn't seem clear why he isn't worthy, because when you think of Peter Parker, he seems like the perfect candidate for Mjolnir, doesn't he? He's selfless, endlessly brave, and has a really pure heart. But here's the thing. While Spider-Man's morality is beyond question, Mjolnir demands more than just a good heart. It demands unwavering confidence and a complete absence of self-doubt. And let's face it, Peter has plenty of doubts. Whether it's questioning if he's ready to be a hero, struggling to balance his double life, or feeling unworthy of the sacrifices others have made for him, Peter's inner conflicts make him less than ideal for Mjolnir. Remember that scene in Spider-Man Homecoming when he's trapped under the rubble? His sheer willpower gets him out, but throughout that moment, you can feel his doubt creeping in. Or when he said to Tony that without his suit, he was nothing. It's powerful, it's human, but it's also proof of why he wouldn't pass Mjolnir's test. Perhaps that might have changed after Spider-Man No Way Home. I guess we'll have to wait for Spider-Man 4 to see how he's evolved. It's weird, isn't it? Despite everyone on this list being really powerful and considered a hero, that's still not enough to be worthy. Now, have you carefully thought about the question I asked you at the beginning of the video? Are you truly worthy of Mjolnir or not? I only want honest answers. If you're new here, I want to welcome you to the passionate community we've built on this channel. If you love Marvel and DC movies and want to help someone with an incredible passion for these universes, please consider subscribing. It would really help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers. Plus, the YouTube algorithm will understand your interest and recommend even more Marvel and DC content to you. And if you're still hungry for Marvel content, I've got the perfect video for you right here. I hope to see you there.